Hello there, Dr. Trevor Sexton here at Compass Naturopathic Health Clinic. Today I wanted to talk to you about the Carroll Method. It's an assessment to find your food intolerance. A lot of people have heard of food allergy tests or food allergy panels, and they might go get their blood drawn and the doctor tells them, oh, you're a 1+ for these foods, and all your 3+ foods you need to avoid for sure. All the 2+ ones, avoid them as best you can, and the 1+s, they're okay here and there. But you might have a list of 20 to 40 different foods that you're supposed to avoid. That's a food allergy test. That's what your blood is reacting to, some sort of protein or chemical from that food item. I've seen people as far as they were allergic to broccoli. Well, then the doctor says, well, you need to come back in a year after we do some cleanup and you've avoided those foods to find out if what's changed. And it will have changed because you've avoided the foods and now you're allergic to something else. Well, the Carroll Method finds what major food group you are intolerant to and what you've been intolerant to your entire life and what you'll be intolerant to for the rest of your life. For example, mine is dairy. All forms of dairy. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, you name it. Any form of dairy, I'm intolerant to it. I don't have the enzymes to digest any part of milk. And one of my analogies is, I need nutrients. Holly shared a great example of macronutrients and micronutrients in her video, and it comes into the factory, into my digestive system. We call that the factory, and it needs to be assimilated. Well, when I consume any dairy product, it's like getting a package the size of this room for the benefit of a product that may be that big. Now I've got a whole bunch of waste to deal with, all the packing peanuts I've got to throw away, the cardboard I've got to throw away. It puts a burden on my body, on my system. If I can get that product from a different company, let's say broccoli, then it might come in a nice, concise package. There's not a lot of waste, not a lot of free radicals roaming through my body, and it's not a burden. So I can digest it better. When we consume the food we're intolerant to, any number of problems can occur, but inflammation is the biggest one. Whatever system is weakened and more susceptible in you individually, that's what it's going to affect when you're consuming food you're intolerant to. In my case, when it's dairy, I've avoided dairy long enough now that when it sneaks in, usually around Thanksgiving or Christmas time, I can't help it. Some of those foods are just too good. But when it sneaks in, I know it. I suffer the consequences a couple days, I clean out, I do better. I have rheumatoid arthritis, I've had it my whole life, and when I avoid dairy, my joints feel good. I've not had to take medication for almost 20 years. That's what I want for all my patients. No medications, and in fact, as little supplements as possible. And we test here at Compass Naturopathic Health Clinic. We test to see what you're missing, what you need, what you're having too much of, to find specific for you what you should avoid as a food intolerance. For some it might be potato, others it might be eggs, others it's even fruit. Most rare is meat. But as these people get off of these foods they're intolerant to, the results are amazing, especially for chronic issues they've been dealing with for years. And oftentimes, it's the key factor to get them feeling good and off their medication. And that's what we want to do here. So I encourage, if the whole mountain could do this test, or do this assessment well, I'm the only one up here who does it, but if someone else does, you're welcome to go to them. But if everyone were to do this, the health here on the mountain would be astounding, and doctor's visits would be reduced dramatically, sicknesses would be reduced dramatically, and it's a wonderful form of prevention for any, I don't know, pandemic virus that might be going around. So I encourage everyone to find out with this Carroll Method, C-A-R-R-O-L-L, did you get that? C-A-R-R-O-L-L method. Dr. Carroll, he was a doctor in the mid-1900s, and he developed this assessment, and it's been one of the key factors in my practice to helping people achieve wellness. And so thank you again for listening, and I hope to see you for the food intolerance test.